Yeah, that's me. I forgot how my brakes work. Welcome, I am so excited you are here. I love new friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Goofy, but friends call me Goof. I was born in Spain. But when I was 5 weeks old, some cruel men took me and my brothers and sisters away from my mom and dumped us at a strange place with the words, "Kill them, they are useless." But this picture of me saved me and my brothers and sisters' life. A woman, living 2,000 miles away, saw my picture and made a call to get us all out right in time. The rest of my family got adopted by loving families in the area, but I did get to go to meet her. That was a long trip. The woman who rescued me had only saw that one picture of me where I was only a few weeks old. I guess it was literally a big surprise when I came out of my transport box. She tried to hide her emotions so I wouldn't be scared, but her face went in complete shock when she saw me coming out. She always says she fell in love with me right there and then. No surprise for me. I mean, I looked adorable, right? And if I am completely honest, I also fell in love with her and that little kiddo she had with her. The moment I came out of that box, I couldn't resist going up to her and just kiss her all over her face while I put my kind of big paws on her lap. Then I had to kiss that little kiddo, and the woman said something like, "Oh no, he is an immediately foster fail. He is never going anywhere else." And that's how I ended up with this woman. I had no idea what was going to happen, but I felt that it would be something very good. I will quickly show you some pictures from how I looked as a youngster. That woman never took videos at that time. Forgive her, she was kind of a digital disaster. Long story short, I ended up with a whole new big family. There were 3 more little kiddos, various in height, and 3 more doggies, also various in heights. I felt very good, and I was so happy with my life. But one day I stood up from under the dining table and that whole thing flew up in the air. The woman laughed very hard and that activated my play button, so I went jumping through the kitchen, all happy that I could make such a funny joke. I only forgot that I had these big paws, and so I tripped over them and landed flat as a pancake on the ground. So embarrassing. The woman only laughed harder and did get on the ground also. She laid down next to me, kissed my head, and we cuddled for a long time. She said something like, I was healing her heart. Shocking. I didn't even notice her heart was broken. She looked healthy. But yeah, people are kind of different, I guess. With time, there were other doggies living with us, all kind of doggies, from young to old and small to big. I always welcomed them into our home, but they never stayed. I learned that they also came from bad places, and the woman took them in to help them find their own families. She one day told me how amazing job I did with helping these doggies finding happiness again. That was nice to hear because I think I was born to make everybody happy. I really can help myself if I meet new people or animals. My whole body starts moving and my tail feels like a propeller. It is so much fun to make friends with everyone. I love it when I can wrestle with them, mostly with human men's. They always think they can tackle me. Most of the time I win because they get exhausted so easily. Then they say something as enough goof. But yeah, I was born with bananas in my ears. Ha ha. I went on a lot of adventures, but it wasn't always fun. For example, one day we went on a beach walk. I did get so excited that I went jumping into the water. That was bad. I was afraid to get out. That water was swallowing me. Luckily, the woman loved me enough to get me out. Life was good, but the woman kept saying that I kept growing. I really didn't felt that big. I still could fit on her lap, although she always crumbled when I jumped on her lap. Kinda strange. I loved playing, but often times other doggies were afraid of me. That's when I learned that I really was a little big. It made me sad. I had my doggy friends at home, but I knew I had to be careful with them. I never got to play as hard as I wanted. I often made up games with myself. It is fun just throwing things up in the air and then look for it again. But I really miss playing with a friend. My woman noticed that I was sad about it, but she said it was kind of a big deal to find a friend that would be big enough to play with. But just as I hoped, she loved me enough to started looking for another rescue dog as big as me. I was so excited. The day she told me she had found a friend for me, I couldn't stop hugging her. He also came from Spain. He was found on the highway when he was 4 months old. No one ever liked him because he was too big. He was 18 months now, and I couldn't wait to meet him. He finally arrived. He was as big as me. He never lived in a house before, so I knew he would need some time to settle. I ignored him to give him the time he needed. The next day we went on our first walk together, and then I found out he not only was as big as me, he also loved to play just like me. I was so extremely happy. That day was the start of a very close friendship. Inside the house he was still cautious. but that night he came to me and fell asleep right next to me. I felt like a very proud big brother. Days went by and he started to become more secure inside the house. We had our first playtime together in the house. It was so awesome. My woman spent a lot of time with him. It was important that he would feel as safe as possible. He really started to love her, just like I did. After just a week, he already settled in with all of us. He became even more playful than I could ever dreamed of, and we had so much fun together. We became more than just two friends. We were like family, and our lives were so good. Want to know how our story went on? I will make another video about that, so feel free to subscribe and follow us. Thanks for watching. Big kiss, Goof.